Family, welcome to the most electrifying hour on social media. I'm talking about real live. Come on in the room. We're about to have a great show as usual. Got some great stuff planned for you. So get comfortable. Call your friends in the room. Hit that comment. And above all, hit that like and that share. All right. We're about to get started in a second. We got engaging conversations, inspiring stories, and we got a whole lot of fun as usual. It's Real Live with DC Honey. It's time to start the show. Let's go.
Real live show. DC Honey. Come on and chill for a while, it's gonna be lovely. It's the Real Life Show with DC Honey. We push it forward, it's impossible to go back. And please know that the mentality is pro-black. Laughs and cheers in the atmosphere. Classic hits, the music you be glad to hear. From the old to the new, yeah, this show was for you. And everybody striving to grow and improve. We glad to be alive, raise your glasses to the sky. If your energy is negative, you have to say goodbye. Nothing sad or basic, we past the hating. Great imaginations, collaborating. The vibes all positive, this is a must. Multi-million-dollar ideas we build and discuss. Take a listen, you ain't gotta be socially distant. Even though we different, we all are gifted. With blessings overflowing, it's all love we showing. The party here will not stop and keep going. The queen is controlling all records to spin. Bet your money on her, she expected to win. She blends off with the rugged, I swear you gotta love it. Verse from Mark Math and beat from Reggie Ruckus. Now that you tuning in, it's something you'll do again. Cause the music make you feel high, now it's getting real live.
Real Live with DC Honey. I'm your host, DC Honey. Welcome to the show. Real Live only on the Onyx Network. Make sure you follow our page and enjoy the show. Listen, we're thrilled to have you here tonight. We got another fantastic broadcast. Make sure you're sharing this broadcast with your friends, all right? And tap in inside the comment section as well, because we love hearing from you. And sometimes you may see your comments pop up on the screen. So make sure you share and comment and interact. We love all that. Everybody's family. All right. Well, we have a great show. Like I said, we're going to be talking to Detroit underground hip hop legend, Diarra Uncle P. Collazo. But first, let's welcome our co-host tonight. Mick Fabulous is here in the house. What's going on, Mick?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
How's that weather? How's y'all weather down there?
It's actually good. So the news was saying that it was supposed to storm for like 5 days straight, and it really hasn't been that way. It's, maybe rain overnight or a little bit during the day, and then the sun come out. So, yeah, we're doing all right. We are.
Well, I know down in Dallas, they had storms really bad. Trina, I think she said her lights had been out. They didn't have any electricity like for 3 days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so maybe the winds and everything shifted, towards that we're supposed to hitting right there. We had a little rain. We just had a lot of fall. But I just be glad when we get some summer weather.
Right. Yeah. Now, this is a special month, right? I wanted to tell everybody about it, talk a little bit about it. But this is Vitiligo Awareness Month, the month of June.
Yes, it is. Yes. This is the month. June 25th is noted as World Vitiligo Day. And this is where we'll be getting ready to have our conference. This year, we're going to be hosted in Annapolis. And it will be from the 21st to the 23rd of June. And during this time, we get people from all over the globe that come and meet up. And we have doctors that come and render their services, their time, information, and things of that nature, where maybe some don't have dermatologists where they can talk to them with things that are going on. People that we can relate to, and that's one thing that I love with the collaborations, is because no matter how you can go through it, especially if you just started with vitiligo, you feel ostracized. You just, you go into that woe is me. And until people understand anytime there's something dealing with a drastic change, where it's changing your appearance, see, we can have things that we can hide.
Yes.
No one is without flaw.
Sure.
Everybody has something. But when you're losing the color of your skin and your pigmentation is altered, but I think during this time, people have learned more because we've been more receptive and more informative, and we've made headways with commercial speaking, even on the Hill, and bringing that awareness that people, they know what it looks like, but they still don't know what it is and what it details and how it can affect people. And some that have come prior, they have suicidal rates were up. You had people that were hiding in their homes and that wouldn't come out.
Wow.
And it was one lady that she had been diagnosed. She hadn't been out of her home. If she needed to go to the doctor or anything, she would drape up so that you wouldn't even know how she looked or anything.
Yeah.
So more is being accepted. And I think when people stop looking at the cover of one and start knowing their pages, that's who you really want to get to know.
Yeah.
Because just because you can be made up and you can look like an Egyptian queen, and you could be taunted so bad, what I mean? It's just what's in here. Yeah. That's who you want to fall in love with, is the pages that book holds, So you have to learn that. But it took me 10 years to get to where I am today, because if it wasn't for our support group, and support groups are basically there to help. I mean, they help. It gives you that confidence, that boost, and we're all helpers one to another. So it's just a good time. So June, we just spread it. Yeah. And all I can say is let's do it. Let's get together. And there's more that's coming in that's more susceptible of coming out. So it's a good time.
All right. June, yeah. Well, we're looking forward to all the events and things that they're going to have during this month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll keep you posted. I'll be posting them.
Please do. Please do. All right, we're going to get started with tonight's show. That is wonderful news. Tonight, we're thrilled to have a true icon of the Detroit hip-hop scene joining us, Diarra Uncle P. Collazo. His journey began as a rapper in his junior high school and took flight in high school when he hosted a daily show on WAHS. His passion for music led him to release a single with Millennium Records. He went on to earn a degree in music entertainment management from the Art Institute of Atlanta. Returning to Pontiac, he built and managed recording studios, released albums as an executive producer, and in 2001, he launched Local Love Radio on WPON, dedicating airtime to Detroit music. He later transformed DetroitRap.com into Michigan's leading hip-hop website and founded the Underground Hip Hop Awards. That's still going on today, still popping. As the godfather of the producer beat battle scene in Michigan, Uncle P has significantly shaped the local music landscape. Recently recognized as one of the top 50 influential people in Detroit hip-hop, his contributions span across roles as producer, artist, manager, promoter, DJ. His contributions are plenty. Oh, I'm not finished. A&R, event planner, consultant, and engineer. This brother wears a lot of hats, right? So without further ado, please welcome to the stage, to Real Live, Uncle P. What's going on?
Man, hey, I need you to follow me and make that introduction everywhere I go, please. Please.
I'll record it for you.
Right. That's what's up. Hey, thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't feel good about stuff too often, so that sounded good to hear.
Oh, wonderful.
I do need to correct one thing, though.
Yes.
The Underground Hip Hop Awards has been on hiatus since COVID.
Okay.
So we're my partner and I, Brandon Scarber, real name, no gimmicks. We trying to figure out what we gonna do. So I just wanted to add some clarity to that right fast. But thank you.
It's funny because when I said it, I was like, wait a minute, is it? So I can take it back. It's live.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Let's
what's
talk
up.
about how this journey started. You started your journey in music as a rapper in junior high. Now, was it a rapper in choir? Is that accurate?
Yes. Miss Williams at Jefferson Junior High School. It they was singing, and rap was just now really starting to be acceptable in school. And Miss Williams was our choir teacher, but she was very forward thinking, and she was really about the kids and what we was into. So who became my lifelong friend, my brother Will Black happened to be in that choir too, and she put him on the bongos as a percussionist. And it was me and about four other dudes, and we was the five MCs. So
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
So during the performances, you guys would rap during the performance.
Yeah, like we went to took us with the choir to go sing. When they sang, she would bring us out as a special guest. So I mean, that got our popularity up in Pontiac pretty nice at an early age. Right, 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 right.
So then in high school, you transitioned into broadcasting with a daily show on WAHS. Let the audience know what WAHS is.
WAHS was Auburn Hills Avondale radio station.
Nice.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to go with everybody else after we left Jefferson to Pontiac Central. I ended up having to go over to Avondale, and when I got there, I didn't know a lot of people. I was kind of to myself type guy, and there was a counselor at Avondale. His name was Mr. Sneed. He learned my talent for music, my love for it, and he happened to be over the broadcasting department. Back then, in the 80s, Avondale had one of the top communications departments in the state of Michigan. Like, they had their own cable station and radio station, 89.5 FM. So he got me involved with it, and I was able to continue my passion for music. So I'm real thankful to Mr. Sneed to this day, because he definitely opened the door for me to see myself going somewhere.
What was the format of that show? What was the name of
it? Well, you know what's funny about that? I discovered a lot of records first. Like, I probably broke Digital Underground in the area, because we was getting everything that college radio was getting. But college radio in the area wasn't playing any rap or any of that stuff. So I was getting Digital Underground. I got Easy E's first record. I played that so much. And here's what's crazy. I was playing Easy E back to back with Keith Sweat, and we was all over the place, but it was fun because we had people from Pontiac calling in requests. So that kind of, helped build my name as a DJ. I started before then, but it was just, on some at the crib, making some cassette mixtape type stuff.
Right. Now, you released your first cassette single with Millennium Records, right?
Yeah,
that was right after high school. What was that experience like?
It was a great experience. Like I mentioned earlier, Will Black.
Yeah. Shout out to Will.
Yeah, we stayed in contact. He started doing some things, and he knew I had started DJing, so he brought me into their crew as a DJ. But everybody else, Kiyoshi Hunt, Dante Taylor, they went off to college. They went off to the military, and it was just me and Will Black left. And, he didn't want to rap by himself really. And, he was singing too. So that's when we went and grabbed Dan Smith, Pastor Dan Smith today. Shout out to my dog. We got him, and he was our DJ for a minute. We started rapping. I got back on the mic after getting away from it.
Yeah.
And we put brother Al Wallace,
Okay.
Alvin Wallace, found our talent, decided to do a label. We had a lot of things built around it, so it was definitely something big. We was going to the big studios to record. It was amazing. It was truly a blessing to experience that part of the game at that young age.
Yeah. Describe that feeling when you first heard that single play on the air.
Man, did we ever get it on radio? Cause it wasn't nice.
Oh.
it wasn't clean music. Like, we didn't rap about street stuff. Like, at that point in my life, all I knew about was girls, really. So, I wasn't calling them out their name. That, I ain't want my mom going upside my head. But, but it was just great performing.
Yeah.
We did a lot of shows all around the state, and it was just a rewarding experience.
What was the name of this group? I didn't want to call the wrong name.
The name of that group, back where it first started, when it had Kiyoshi, Dante, and all them, we were the Mystique MDs, Mystical Men of Distinction.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. And you know what? You said something about Kevin Winton earlier. I think that's where we made our mark as the Mystique MDs. Well, no, they did it because they had the song My 40, but them Kappa League talent shows. That's where we really shot out of there. So I don't want to get ahead of myself.
I hear you. They weren't with QTMC at the time, were they?
No. I think they went, Dante, MC Tay joined Steve Coleman and them, I think, a little bit after that period. But shout out to Steve Coleman, man. That's the OG, triple OG.
Yeah.
Steve Coleman.
So you went to school out here in Atlanta, Art Institute of Atlanta, and you got your degree in music entertainment management. Makes sense, right?
Yes.
You brought all that knowledge back to Pontiac to build and maintain recording studios. So what challenges did you face during that period? Starting your own recording studio. How did you develop in that arena?
Well, I didn't start off in my own. Kind of how I did with radio. I met up with somebody, and we kind of dug what each other. Excuse me. Dug what each other was doing business wise. So I came in and I bought like 3 days a week at his studio. So I could do my own thing, so I could do my own business out of it. You throwback. So really the challenges back then, it wasn't the challenge that it became. To actually record 30 minutes worth of music, we had to buy, these $150 reels, and stuff was expensive back then. And it really kept, a lot of talented people and less talented people out the game.
Right.
It was that financial threshold that most people couldn't meet, and then a change in the industry happened, and then everybody could be a rapper, a singer, or whatever, and that's good, but it also floods the marketplace, and it brings the value overall down. It makes it a little bit harder to step out. So I don't want nobody to think I'm hating on everybody having an opportunity, but I mean, some people should be hobbyists, like,
I hear you. So based on your experience then, what would you recommend? What would you like to see the industry doing as far as filtering out those that don't really have the talent? Those who need it?
Well, it's always going. Well, actually is somewhat happening. With Spotify right now, you know, what they're doing is you now have to have a certain amount of streams to actually get paid. Like you have 1,000 mark threshold, and you know, I'd say I think it's almost 70% of the music that's on the platform gets less than 100 plays.
Wow, really?
Like I think it's almost like 10% that have 0 plays. So it's like people post this stuff and didn't even go listen to it themselves.
Exactly. Much less their friends and family.
Right. Wow. So, you know, I don't know if there's really anything, because I don't like to hinder creativity.
Sure. Yeah.
So it's kind of a double-edged sword right now. I'll just say this: do not follow trends. Because as soon as somebody else in that trend go out, you going out with it. Stick to your guns. Make music that you love performing today and 10 years from now. Build your audience organically.
Right.
And take it one fan at a time. You know, you'll get 100 fans before you get 1,000,000.
Yeah.
It's just how this stuff works.
I just want to shout out Abe from Detroit. He said Uncle P is the GOAT.
Oh, that's my man right there.
Yeah.
We got some things coming up. He actually has a great platform on Instagram where he's exposing a lot of Detroit talent. So Abe from Detroit is somebody, you know, if you're looking for what's going on in Detroit right now, he's giving you them quick updates, letting you know what's hot. So definitely.
Tapping in, Abe.
I co-sign that brother.
All right. That means something. You were talking about following trends, and I saw in the news today they were talking about Rakim, and he's working on a new project or something like that that's coming on. And the conversation was surrounding, he's not going to do well because his style is outdated, and you know he's not really conforming to today's style, that kind of thing. So that kind of ties into what you're saying about not following the trends. But those type of classic hip hop artists are tried and true. They never really go out of style. They're foundational. Would you agree?
No. Yeah. Oh, definitely. And what you have to realize is Rakim has forever fans. Like, you know, the fans of Rakim are not turning on NBA YoungBoy. You know, some of they're so, you know, they still rocking out with the guy. You know, Rakim, that's he's going to do it. He's going to bring it. You know, I encourage them guys to still get out here because it's an audience for them. It might not be the millions. Let me ask you something though. Did you see in the news today where Meth and Red performed at Summer Jams in New York?
I did.
And Meth, you know, was like, thanks, but we done aged out of this type of crowd. Yep. And I found that very interesting because to this day, anytime they hit a city I'm in, I'm checking them out. Yeah. Like, I just love the energy. But hip hop is getting older, you know, and it's changing. And as much as, you know, our generation want to hate on the young cats, man, just understand that ain't for you.
Right.
Now, there is some artists still making some of the kind of stuff that we love, you know, and right here locally, like people like Courtney Bell is dope. Stretch Money is dope. Marv One is dope. Big Gov, Black Lion Society. It's a whole gang. P-Dot, Chives. They give you that nostalgia type feel. Yeah. But they got that polish on it for right now. So, you know, Detroit is known and rocking the airways for the street music. And much power, much respect to all of them. I'm more so, you know, on the other side. So that's why I've always celebrated actually the people that might not be the household names like, much props to the Vezos, Sada Babies, Peasies, Babyface Ray, all those cats. They getting it in, but there's other people making music in this city that deserve some attention. So I'm sorry, I just had to give my shout outs to some artists I see working right now.
Absolutely. And you've been a proponent of Detroit rappers for a long time. In 2001 is when you started the Local Love Radio on WPON. And that focused exclusively on Detroit music. So
yes, it did.
What inspired you then to create that kind of platform? And how was it received back then by the local?
If I can make a long story short, you're familiar with Little John, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Little John, East Side Boys. When I was in Atlanta, Little John hadn't got big yet. He was on a local station there in Atlanta. And that's before hip hop started taking over radio in Atlanta. So I actually got to see what an organic radio station that supported its city looked like and felt like. Shout out to my man Face Man. He was with Dark. They used to take me around there. Lil John that's a beautiful human being, man. He's looked out for me in the past on some things. But I was able to see how that was impacting Atlanta. So when I got home, Detroit radio wasn't playing, any of the local stuff. This was before the What's Next on the Menu had popped. That was the mainstay for Detroit hip hop on WJLB for so long. I saw a gap because I'm like, all right, why isn't our local scene thriving? And it needed opportunity. So I saw a local station in action. Now, I don't know if Lil Jon was paying the station or not, but I found WPON, an AM station in Pontiac, and I went up there. I was like, hey, I want a show. They was like, it's going to cost. I was like, oh, I got to pay? They was like, yeah. I was like, okay, how much? And had a 3-year run before they decided they didn't want rap anymore.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Hey, but it served its purpose for me.
It did. And you moved on to another platform. I'm gonna talk about that platform in a second. But I want to shout out Sean Allen, Superman Sean's tapping in. He said, good evening. P was always ahead of the times with his gifts, going all the way back to Jefferson Junior High School.
Hey man, I'm ready to see you getting one of these awards for your acting and your plays, bro. Like, man, our class, we had some very talented people. Our city, Pontiac, Yaktown, full of talent, Thank you, Sean. I appreciate you.
Another class of '89 member tapping in, Kelsey West. He said, the legend.
Big Kels, what up, though? Man, I did you catch the shout out to the Kappa League, brother? Like, I give props where it's due. That Kappa League talent show, it just let me see what something big can be. I think you're going to ask me something else later, so I'll say what I was going to say for that.
Okay, all right. Well, I did want to talk about DetroitRap.com. So you did transition to another platform, and you acquired DetroitRap.com and turned into Michigan's biggest website for hip hop. So how did you manage to take that over that site and grow that site?
Well, when I actually got the site, it was ran into the ground completely. The previous owner, I ain't dropping names, but for a name like DetroitRap.com, it only was in it a handful of people. And, when you have a name that powerful, sooner or later the pressure's going to come, bad or good. And he ended up getting into a situation where he wanted to sell. That's a whole nother story, but me and my man Jay Mills ended up getting it from him and bringing it under our wing. I was still doing Local Love at the same time I grabbed it, but back then the WPON only hit certain parts in Detroit. I saw getting DetroitRap.com as an opportunity to get my foothold, a bigger presence in the city.
Yeah.
So for about 2-3 years, it was straight damage control, because it was ran into the ground. But once people saw somebody with some integrity, run it. The biggest thing about it, do you remember when these websites had message boards?
Yes.
Man, when I tell you, it was so many people got their tails kicked, beat up from talking smack on the internet and all that stuff. Like, we've had the feds actually call us, asking about who certain people was. So what I noticed after we got it was more traffic on the message board than it was on the actual site of people looking at new artists. And I was willing to take that hit. People tell me I was stupid, but my attitude towards it, this message board ain't doing Detroit no good.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a place for hate and violence, and that's not what I wanted to see. So we dropped that and turned it, and we took a hit. Like, cause Detroit Rap, everybody was coming there to see the violence, to see who's hating on who and all that. And I just thought that a name like that should have a better purpose for it.
It was kind of a precursor to what's going on now on Instagram comment section and Facebook and that kind of thing.
You exactly right. You exactly right.
Yeah, those message boards, I remember. That's why I don't get on OK Player now.
Yeah.
Because I did a little innocent comment, and man, they ripped me a new one. They got me.
Oh yeah.
They did not like my comment. So.
You can't avoid it. You can't avoid it. You say anything now, it's gonna be somebody out there that so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I know Mick Fabulous wants to tap in, so I'm gonna give her space to go ahead and ask her question.
Okay, well, we know we've celebrated the 50 years of hip hop, right? But when you look at past from back, our old people from doing hip hop to this young generation that's doing hip hop, I take it from here to here. Because I think, is it because I'm asking the question, because of the internet and the exposure that we have, that they have to put it out like that, and the intent behind their rap, opposed to how, Rakim and all of them, how they rapped, even though they were telling their experiences, even though they got in some altercations, maybe. But when you look at the difference, to me, even though they did it because it was an exposure like it was with this generation now,
That's true.
how do you see how bad it differs? Because when you look at what they're saying opposed to what's coming out now, how do you rationalize that? You know what I'm saying? They said things that we had to deal with, that we lived with. I don't think a lot of these younger rappers, even though they might take a little stuff from the past, they didn't have to live in the things and the times that they had to live, with everything that the rappers in the past experienced, the lives that the times that they were going through. These, some, I can't say all, but these rappers, they had nothing compared to the 50 years of what came up to now that helped us kind of maneuver through society. So how do you look at that difference?
That's a big question, and I could actually talk about that point alone for hours. So let me try and sum it up. I think hip hop, is for a younger generation. It's lively and energetic, So I think it will be a music that's always representing the youth. Um, I feel like we've always tried to make things better for the people that's coming behind us. But what we don't realize is if we take the struggle away, then they don't know how to hold on to it. They don't even know how they got it in the first place. And then that's when the emotions set in because you dealing with something it just kind of fell in your lap.
Wow.
You know, it's hard. Like people say how hard it is today, and I'm like, I can remember when it used to cost us $12,000 to put one ad in the Source magazine, and you was only getting it for that $12,000 if you was buying 3 months worth of ads. So now you can load up a YouTube campaign for $500,
Yeah.
you know, because everything is so easy, because technology has made it look so easy. You had Soulja Boy come in and we saw what he achieved off YouTube. See, the one thing that I think a lot of us or a lot of people don't realize how important being first to something is. When you're first to something, you have all that newness to soak up. Oh wow, this is great. But when you the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th person through the door doing the same thing, it don't hit. It don't hit. So I probably didn't answer your question.
No, I think you did because we know everything happens with change and time moves. It doesn't stay stagnant. But it's just like I'm not saying that what the younger rappers are doing now with fighting and arguing and shooting and killing and all of this, that it didn't happen then. But I guess because of the internet, a lot of these beefs and all of those things that come with the lyrics that they say, because of the internet, everything is just exploited. Where back then you had to hear about it. You know what I mean? You would hear from word of mouth what happened, or this one, they got into it. This group got into it with this group. I'm not saying no names or whatever, but you didn't. It's just more exposure. And I guess with the more exposure, does that make it worse than what it was back then? Even though they had all of that and they were telling us all that, but now it just seems like the more exposure you get, it just gets out of hand and it gets worse because you could take a little bit, now everybody can film you. They can film you doing any and everything. So it's just, it's technology can be a good thing and it can also be a bad thing. But in the rap culture, because you live those lives, back then I think it was more secured than it is today.
Yeah, and this era, everybody wants attention. Like this right here has just created the center for attention, so everything's just heightened, and we just over emotional about things now. It's it's rough, They call, I think we're actually getting out of the information age. And here's something. Like one day I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, what comes after the information age?
Yeah.
So I went to Google. You know what I saw?
What'd you see?
The age of reckoning.
Wow.
Does that not make sense though?
Whoa.
That's similar to what Cat Williams said in January.
With all this information.
Yeah.
It's and the way, our leadership now is allowing just what information should be free, it shouldn't be checked or any of that stuff. Man, where we going?
Yeah. Donnell Hannah checking in.
Darnell, hey man, hey.
Yeah.
Jefferson, hey, the Central Chiefs, y'all showing up, man. I
Oh,
appreciate y'all. I
yeah.
appreciate y'all. Good looking, man. Love y'all. Definitely.
Good to see you.
Mm.
You talked about being first through the door. I want to talk about something that you created, and it's the Underground Hip Hop Awards. Great creation of yours. What was your vision behind starting the awards? And then how do you feel the impact was as it grew, as far as the recognition of local talent in Detroit?
Mm.
The Underground Hip Hop Awards was not my first award show.
Uh-huh.
3-4 years prior to that, I took my first stab at an award show, and it was the People's Choice Music Awards.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
I learned a lot of lessons from that award show. I learned what it meant to have a target on your back because you can't celebrate everybody.
Mm.
I learned how no matter what you do, trying to do something good, that is gonna be somebody that feel like they got cheated. You know, somebody that's going to feel extremely passionate about hating you.
Yeah.
You know, because we're dealing with art. And art is one of the most personal things, you know, to a creator.
Yeah.
So I started with that. Just, you know, I don't know if I've told this story publicly. I was working with Brandon Scarborough on some other things, and you know, we was looking to do some work together because I admired what I saw him doing with an artist. I felt like his head was in the right place, and I knew that I wanted to do another award show, but I didn't want to do it by myself. So I talked to him. You know, he was like, "Bet, I'm with it. Let's do it." So we went ahead, put the plan together, and came up with a great concept. It was downstairs in St. Andrews, the first one. It was such a success that we took it upstairs to the main floor at St. Andrews. And then year 3, that's when we brought out the big 20-foot by 20-foot LED screens.
Wow.
Detroit had never seen that for its local community. Like, you might have seen it at concerts that came through at, you know, at the arenas. But, I mean, to this day, the Detroit Music Awards still hasn't brought that level of production to the table. And at the end of the day, I just wanted to see our Detroit hip-hop community have something to look forward to and be proud of. And this is when I want to take a small step back and say it's what the Kappa League talent shows did for me in Pontiac. And I saw the Underground Hip Hop Awards as a way to do the same thing and be an inspiration.
Wow. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we did. Unfortunately, it was bittersweet. Like, the internet was great, but it also gave. It got to the point where people that was nominated didn't even want to share with their community that they were nominated because people was like, "Oh, y'all don't deserve that. Who is y'all? I'm better than y'all." You know, and these artists ain't doing this to sign themselves up to get ridiculed like that. You know, I would talk to some of them and they'd be like, you know, man, I'm catching heat just saying it. And, you know, it kind of stung a little bit because it's like, well, man, you an artist. You know, that's something you're going to have to deal with. But at the same time, that's extra attention that somebody might not feel they want. And to be honest, it got to the point where, man, if this has gotten to the point where the people don't even want to, you know, feel confident in expressing this, then why am I doing it? You know, and we can look at award shows over the last 10 years, and the ratings just been sinking and sinking because they don't need them awards. They got this for validation. They got how many likes you got on IG, how many likes you got on YouTube. Like awards, like what Lil Wayne say, women lie, men lie, numbers don't.
Numbers don't
Well,
lie.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even though they do, because we know people purchasing likes, but
Yeah.
that's another conversation for another day.
But you can't monetize. You can't monetize a war, but you can monetize on those likes and views.
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
That's what I was saying. Because of technology.
Yeah.
Because of technology, and it's shifted because back then you didn't get all of that. So you wanted to go to the shows. You wanted to be present.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why I was saying the difference in then and now. You can see it's totally different. It's a whole different platform.
Yeah.
It is. It's a different ball game out here. I don't want to say I ain't built for it, but I'm moving into some other areas now.
Kind of passing the torch.
Yeah.
Well, you were talking about going back. Darnell Hannah said we go back to beating on desks at Jefferson.
Indeed. That's where beating on desks, pencils, shoot, man, some of everything. Beatboxing. Shout out, rest in peace, Ali Box.
Yeah. Also tapping in, Calvin, our childhood friend, Calvin Jake Allen.
What up, though? Oh man.
So proud of my Michigan family. Yeah.
Man, this feels great. I mean, thank you for the homecoming.
Absolutely. And we got to throw ours up now. It's about time.
Yes. Here we go. There we go.
Talk about going back.
There we go.
Miss, what was her name? Yes. It was second grade.
Miss Irvin.
What school were we at?
That was. Oh no, Miss Irvin. No, Miss Irvin was Jefferson. My bad.
That's Franklin.
Or was she? What?
No, Alcott. Alcott. Let me tell you how many schools I went to.
This was Franklin.
It was Franklin. Okay.
So who was our
second grade then? Yeah.
Who was our second grade teacher?
Miss Irvin. No. Oh. Child, I don't know. That was a long
Come on now. We got some people in the chat. Somebody correct us.
Somebody help us out.
Right. Somebody correct us.
Yeah, but that was the Detroit Zoo trip.
Yeah. There we go.
Nobody knows. Let me see if anybody knows. Not yet, but Francis Walker's tapping in. Yaktown, USA.
What up, though? Yaktown, Francis. How you doing?
Yeah. Okay, Darnell Hannah said it wasn't Alcott. It was
Franklin. Nah. It was Franklin. I didn't go to Alcott.
Yeah. I moved around a lot, y'all. A lot, as you can see. I went to a lot of different schools. So another thing that you created or was a part of its inception was the producer beat battle, right?
Yes.
How did you come up with the idea for a beat battle for producers? Because that is unique.
Well, shout out to Mixo and Robo Rob. I think this was back when I just got back from Atlanta in the late 90s. Went to an event with my cousin O'Day, and they were doing a beat battle. And I thought it was real interesting. It's just the way they were doing it left some room for improvement. So I saw the idea. I went and invested in some equipment to actually pull the idea off how I envisioned it in my head. And basically, it was more of a head-to-head type situation where the producers was able to participate in playing their music as opposed to a DJ standing there and playing each other's things. So it added a little more of the head-to-head element to it. I took it from there. I made it a part of DetroitRap.com's first event series that was called the Monthly Mixer at the Bullfrog in Redford. And for the first, it was supposed to be 8 producer beat battle and 4 feature performances. Well, the first 3 months, didn't nobody come to the beat battle because nobody knew what a beat battle was.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, what's that?
Right.
And then it was that 4th month that like 3 producers showed up. And it wasn't enough to battle, but I was like, you know what? We just gonna play y'all beats because y'all came out. So let's get hyped. So we played their beats. People started talking about it. And it just blew up from there. So it blew up. Red Bull has started doing beat battles. So when they came to Detroit, they tapped me, was like, hey, we want to work with you on it. So I was able to get, my producers placed in the big national beat battle scene. Then my people from iStandard, Hatch, and Sis, they was out of New York, the East Coast. They had this big platform with producers. So I started networking with them. Bigger venues caught wind of what the beat battles was. And really, if you know what a rap battle is, it's the same thing. It's just the producers playing 1-minute clips of some of their hottest stuff. And what's great about it, I have so many people that come up to me after the events and say, this is the most fun I had in hip hop in a long time, because the beats make you move, they give you energy. If you don't like it, it was only on 60 seconds. So we get into the next one. But I had some fantastic composers. Like a lot of my guys they could write symphonies the way they did beats. So it was something amazing, and I'm very proud of it. I built some great relationships. It even turned into an event I used to hold at a campground called Beat Retreat. I would rent out a campground 5 years straight. It had cabins out there. I had producers. We all out there in the woods, bonfires, making beats, showcase. Rappers would come kick it. We got the grills going. Man, we had some fun back in the day.
You've done some stuff. I'm starting to feel a little lazy. Like, you step my game up. Do a couple more things with my life, right?
Yeah, it was some fun years. Fun years.
A lot of accomplishments, even some that we haven't even mentioned tonight, but all this lent toward you being recognized as one of the top 50 influential people for Detroit hip hop in 2023. That's a significant achievement. How did it feel to receive that recognition, and what does it mean for your career and legacy to you personally?
It felt amazing. First of all, shout out to Derek, DA, and Derek. Them guys brought the 50 hip hop event to the Fox, and they did something real great for the city. They felt like, they had the New York representing hip hop, so they said we had to do something for the city.
Yeah.
And they was very intentional on trying to do it right. But when we dealing something opinionated as music, everybody's not gonna be happy. So I felt honored because Detroit has a lot of rich history as far as its hip hop goes, and I'm thankful to have been recognized as somebody that put my flag in the ground and made a way, out of no way. I didn't have corporate radio behind me. Right. I didn't have corporate money behind me. Like I got it out the mud, you know, and anybody that knows me knows pretty much that. You know, I came out my pocket to start the things that I wanted to see, and I saw it to the end. It's like when you put your own money up, you know, you take it seriously. You know, so
right about that.
right. Yep.
Well, Twin is ready. He said, let's do some DJ battles. Bring out them 1200s.
Shoot, man. That mean I would have to have vinyl, and I could pick my nice controller up over there.
I hear you. My son is DJing now, and
oh yeah.
He doesn't log around any of the crates or anything like that.
Right, man.
Laptop and
these kids. Jake know what it is. Jake know about carrying crates up flights of steps and all that, man. Shoot.
Can I ask a question? Where can you get vinyl from these days?
Yeah.
They do have record shops in the Detroit metropolitan area. I don't want to sound like a jerk and say you can Google them, but Hello Records, Ferndale has some nice ones.
Yeah, same Ferndale.
It's a couple more, and I apologize for not having
no,
that.
That's fine. But
My man Drew used to have 37 Shield Library, and he had all kinds of hip hop content. I don't know where he is right now. But that's where you could get the cassettes and the vinyls and the books and merch and stuff like that, you know.
What's his name again? That you could be looked up?
Andrew. I'll when this goes up, I'll get some information on him, and I'll actually see if I can post some record stores in the comments.
That'd be cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
After it drops. Yeah, I'll do that. Definitely. I love keeping people informed.
Thank you.
We were talking about how many hats that you wear. We'll go over some of them again. Producer, artist, manager, promoter, DJ, A&R, event planner, consultant, engineer, and the list goes on. But out of those roles, what do you find the most fulfilling and why?
Consultant.
Okay.
It allows me to look at things with a bigger picture, and that's the game that I play. I look at the big picture, the all encompassing.
Yeah.
You know, one of the biggest hurdles in this music industry is not knowing what you don't know. And through all my journeys and different jobs that I've had in the music industry, I understand how every aspect of it works. You know, at the Art Institute of Atlanta, one of my favorite classes there was entertainment psychology, you know. And that was so big. It taught you how to get outside of yourself and look at a consumer. And once you're able to look at that consumer, you know, and identify the different consumers, well, that's when you can match products to that consumer. So that's pretty much how I look at everything, and why, you know, the consultant aspect is the funnest, because it's kind of the most challenging to me too, because with technology moving at the speed that it is right now, I mean, you could give some advice today and next week it's outdated. Which is hard, because a lot of these artists don't know what information to trust now. So you know, a lot of people think I ain't in tune or got love for the independent artists. I do. I love y'all. You know, I just like working with the people that at least try and get some of this information on their own. And that way we have something to talk about. You know, if you haven't gotten some of this information on your own, and when you talk to me, well, I wonder if he know what he talking about.
Yeah.
He ain't driving no Tesla. He ain't driving that. So, you know, people want to size you up.
Yeah.
That's only because of what they've seen, how they glorify everything to make it seem like if you don't have all of this, that means you have nothing. What comes from here has nothing to do with material gain.
Bingo.
That kind of
nailed it.
That kind of transitions into Francis's question. She said, have you transferred these concepts to the digital platform or even a digital product designed to teach others how to do what you do?
So I take it, Francis, that you are talking about maybe master classes and things of that sort.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Maybe that's something Francis can consult on.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna be totally honest with you.
Yeah.
I am the idea. I can draw things out, but the administrative part, like I told you, like when you was asking for my bio, I'm like, yeah. So I could probably use some help in that area. But you know what? It's so many great people that's doing it that I admire that I send people to those folks because I think they got a lot of good stuff to share. How to ebooks.
Yeah, she says you can create several how-to ebooks digitally one time and let it be passive income for you forever.
Oh yeah, I've done a couple of interviews and I've had some people come and hit me with the whole thing like, for $1,500 we can set you up with. So Francis, you gonna charge me $1,500?
No, she said I got you covered when you're ready.
That's what's up. I appreciate you, Francis.
That's 89. We stick together.
Thank you. Francis was I appreciate you. Yeah. She made the journey down to Atlanta. You know, for my wife's homegoing. So it was a few of the Yaktown people that came down. So Francis,
I was there. Yeah.
Oh my, yes. That day was. Yeah. I'm sorry. I ain't mean to go down that road.
No, it's fine.
Thank you, Francis. Thank you, Keisha.
Yeah.
That goes back to saying how we're helpers one to another. Only until you can get that and you say that, Francis would have never known. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So only until you speak it, and you have to know that somebody is always there to be that connect.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And it's not always about this.
Yeah.
It's about, you pass the baton. You need it sometimes, but it's not always about that. Because when you need that, when you have what you have and you know some of those things you've been gifted. You don't hoard that gift, you share that gift. And so no matter what, only until you can speak it is only when someone will know.
Right.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And we all have our strengths. When you were talking, it made me think about my own situation where I can create things, but as far as monetizing, we were talking about that earlier. That's my weakness. So we all have our strengths and our weaknesses, and that's where the team comes.
Yeah. The more people involved, the more it helps the thing grow. Back in the day, sound old. We didn't. These outlets like terrestrial radio didn't have numbers. They didn't have to prove their numbers. Like you just was like, oh, this is major radio, so they must have everything. But now, since so much information is available, it's harder to get that seed money to build. Before the numbers. And that's when I feel like if you build it, they will come. The one thing that I've been blessed in my life is when I've rolled up my sleeve and got to work, God blessed me with help,
Yeah.
and it was the kind of help that saw me working and was attracted to that because they were workers too.
Yeah.
And that's what I have to work with. I can't work with nothing against those other people, but
and on that note, shout out to Mick Fabulous and Miss Nancy. Been there since day one where it was just a concept. So much love to them. Definitely.
That's what's up. See the vision. See the vision.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm absolutely floored by where you have taken everything. When I got a chance to see what you've been doing, I was like, wow, this is dope. Thank you. I had no idea, and I think Will Black had shared something with me one time.
Oh yeah,
like, really? Will. Yeah, yep. He shared something with me.
Watching on the slide, I didn't even know Will saw one episode.
Oh yeah. Oh, Will be lurking. Will be lurking. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he be lurking, and he puts me up to a lot of things, especially what's going on locally at home. So
good.
Yeah. Him, said LaDuff with the music shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, they keep me on point with my Detroit, my Yak Town.
Let me tell you, the love is overflowing in the comment section. Jason Weber tapping in. My man. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. What's up, Jason?
Yeah. And thank you for the love. It says, love you too, Keisha.
My dog. Man, this has been great.
Yeah.
This has been great. Thank you for the opportunity.
Kevin's in the house.
What up, Kev?
Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you.
Yeah, I gotta see all of them when they get back this way. When y'all come home, make sure y'all tap in with your boy. I'm back in the Detroit area, so holla at me, please.
We're supposed to be there. What is it? The end of July? It's our class reunion. So we're
is it?
There. Yeah, the end of July. Yeah. So get on the page, class of '89.
Hey, okay. Who I gotta ask to be an honorary chief for a day? I mean, I'm
gonna send you the schedule. I'm gonna send you the schedule when we get off.
You know what? I've never been. I've never been to an Avondale class reunion.
Oh really?
Never. Yeah, I've never been.
Wow.
Never been.
If I'm coming to Detroit, I'm dragging Mick Fabulous with me, so she's gonna be there too.
Come on.
In the house. Yeah. Francis says your knowledge of the game has to continue, must be documented. Francis is gonna get you straight.
Yeah.
Hey, Francis. I love that you used that word documented. I don't know if we was going to get to this, but I won't say I'm retired from music. I'll always have my hand in it, but I've moved. I'm transitioning into something else, and you said documented. We about to be doing documentaries, and I'm about to do my best to help other people tell their stories. I had to stay in entertainment in some way, shape, or form, and I love hearing people's stories. And with the way documentaries are booming right now, I mean, I want to be one of them people to help spread the word. So it's allowing me to mature in what I do, because I have people to this day. P, when you gonna do some events for us, dog? You know, you just be doing all this rap stuff, so hopefully I can create some stories and help tell some stories that my peers can get down with me on. I know I done set out on the side for a while, but I'm gonna make my way back home. Yeah.
You're always a trailblazer. Have you noticed that about yourself? You stay trailblazing. You stay blazing the trail.
You know what?
Yeah.
I don't drop names, but when I graduated out of the Art Institute of Atlanta, it was a very prominent lawyer.
Yeah.
You know, and he told me, he was like, you know, this thing is full of glass ceilings. You know, trying to get with somebody else's circle, that ain't where longevity is. Build your own. So I've always, tried to build the things that I wanted to see and welcome the people that was into what I was into.
Yeah.
It's been fun. It's been fun for so many years, and that's the only reason why I've been able to do it as long as I have. But I can honestly say over the last couple years, the fun is just not what it used to be. I'm definitely still here to share my knowledge and help, other people see and look at things how I do. Because one of the things I used to say, I build leaders, I teach you how to look at the bigger picture, and that's so important. So many of us are afraid of what we don't know. No, it ain't no reason to be. You got YouTube University.
I try to tell you.
I am not handy with these, but man, I done fixed my car with some YouTube. Like,
YouTube University. That I learned how to create commercials, write scripts, do all that kind of. We have AI now to do it for us, but when I first started on Blog Talk Radio, YouTube University taught me how to do everything I needed to do. So
dope.
Wonderful. So we look forward to that. How can people follow you so they can be abreast of that documentary that's coming out, that first one? How would you like for people to follow you? I don't.
I'm Facebook Uncle P 313. Instagram. I've been, I won't say hiding behind my brands. But I ain't a person that's been looking for all the attention. So I don't have my personal Uncle P page. I do have a podcast that I will be finally getting started again after I done came through this 3-year storm. These Are the Breaks podcast. You can find me. I do have a page on Instagram and TikTok. Look for that to start jumping off in a minute. And right now I'm actually thinking of the name for the film company, and it's something that I would like to include something about my my wife into the name of that company.
That would be beautiful
for my new journey. So
reflections.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. We really enjoyed you tonight.
Thank you. Now hold up. I think I read in the description we supposed to be talking about Martin or something. Like what?
We were, but Mick Falcon's got to work in a few minutes. We can't.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
No, it was really
no. Don't ever be sorry, because content. That's content. That's the basis of our platform. So don't ever feel like you took up too. That's me. Look, you can still talk about Martin.
Yeah, we can talk about Martin.
don't do it.
It's Keisha's fault. Because I inboxed Keisha and I said, you want the long or the short answers? And she said short, and I was still long. How about that?
No, but they were to the point. But see, you have to get it. It's what's needed.
We were enablers.
That's what you have to do. See, when you chop up stuff like that, we want you to give out the information. We want you to express yourselves. Yeah. So
thank you.
You did that. And you gave information. So, and look, Francis wouldn't have been on here to help you get to where you need to go to next.
That's right.
Amen. Amen. Church, say it.
Right.
Pulled it all together.
So let's go on with Martin. Come on with Martin.
All right, let's talk about Martin Lawrence real quick. Let's go back to the group. Okay, so there have been some growing concerns over Martin Lawrence's health. Fans and industry insiders have expressed worry following his recent public appearances promoting the upcoming film Bad Boys 4. And I was looking for the clip, but I was not able to get it for the show. But Martin Lawrence, of course, you know him, his roles in comedy classics and the Bad Boys franchise, of course, the great show, the iconic show, Martin. He has been making headlines for reasons beyond his latest movie. At two recent promotional events, observers noted that the 58-year-old star appeared visibly unwell, sparking widespread concern. So at the press conference last week, people noticed that he seemed fatigued and struggled with his speech at times. Some people said slurred. And people were starting to wonder, did Martin have another stroke? That was the conversation online. Then we had the fan meet and greet in Los Angeles when he appeared to have difficulty standing for extended periods. And then the clip that I saw was when it was the premiere of Bad Boys 4, and they came in on the double bus. Will Smith was on top, and then when he ushered Martin Lawrence to the front to join him, he was kind of holding his hand and kind of helping him walk to the front. So that sparked some concern as well. Many fans just kind of assuming, because we don't know, but they were still posting messages of support and urging him to prioritize his well-being, because we talked about on this show as well that his comedy tour is coming up. So very soon, the movie has premiered, and I think he's supposed to hit the road for his comedy tour. So, that's sparking concern amongst fans. They just want him to really take care of himself, deal with his health issues first. And that's pretty much it. What do you guys think?
Well,
sad to hear.
Yeah.
But, again, only because of the internet and what you see.
Yeah.
It's not our business to know what's happening to this man behind. We don't know. But look how long it took for them from the last Bad Boys up until now.
Yeah.
He's been doing a lot. You don't know if he fell. You don't know what. He don't have to tell us anything, but he's still out there trying to do what he's supposed to do. So we don't know.
Yeah.
My thing is, you see that, instead of us saying, pray for him. Pray that everything works well. Pray that he's okay. Pray he's in good standings, But everybody don't need, and that's the problem. Everybody think they got to know everything, and if they don't know, they assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, and voice their unsolicited opinions.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they can make it worse than what it is. Oh, he might have had a stroke. Did he have? Everybody can give their opinions, but it's not that he has to tell us, damn, I fell down the steps the other day. I'm stiff. I can't hardly move. Everybody don't have to know that. Because of this era, it's like you have to know everything, and what you don't know, they're going to assume.
Mm-hmm.
It's I feel like, okay, if he is, and look, the man is 68. Look what all he been doing. And he hadn't done this in a long, long time.
I didn't know he was 68.
What didn't you say 68? What did you say? How old did somebody just say he was? Didn't you say his age? My bad.
I'm like, dang, Mario.
It's Martin.
My bad. Look, there I go. I thought I heard 68. My bad, Lord. Hey, don't hold it to me. My bad.
He's 59 for the record.
59. Okay.
59.
Yeah. Ooh, I gave him a whole jump, didn't I?
Yeah.
I love you. Look, I love you. Woo.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go see his show, and I pray that, everything is okay and that he's well. I saw something, I thought that it was on IG. It was him, and I think that was his daughter. They were somewhere and they were walking. It looked like they were behind the set or behind coming down in the back of a stage.
Yeah.
And they were walking and he was laughing. But, I don't want to think the worst of anybody. I just pray for them.
Put that on your American Express just to be safe, because they're really going to give you that money back just in case. So,
well, yeah. No, they just pay for the, if he cancels, you're going to get your money back anyway.
Eventually, yeah. It's just easier with Amex. I'm not going to do a commercial for them, though, because they ain't taking out no advertising. So,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But I'm gonna still, if they go, and I want to go see Bad Boys. I think it comes out this weekend, if I'm not mistaken.
Yesterday, right? No,
It came out, yes.
six, the
I thought,
six, the
the
six.
yeah,
six, I
I was
think.
like, the shoe
Yeah,
thing, look, that's Friday.
Yeah.
yeah.
And we talked
Yeah.
about this tour before. That tour is going to be excellent because he's also bringing on a lot of the newer comics, the so-called YouTube comics, as well as some of the younger people. And I love when they're doing that, similar to what Cat Williams is doing as well, promoting the younger people.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So, and it's going
that's
to
dope.
change, with every
Right.
city.
That's why I said he might
Great.
not can tell you everybody that's coming because how their schedule may be and how they can come on. So
So it'll be
we'll
great.
see what happens when he gets here to Detroit. But I'm gonna go. Long as I'm in town, I'll support him.
Sounds good. All right. I want to talk about this. This is in entertainment news. I checked this out on Saturday, and let me tell you, this is what Black television, I'm telling you, this is what we've been waiting on. This is called Mind Your Business. It's on Bounce. It premiered on Saturday evening, and they showed the pilot episode. Then they showed episode number 2, and it was so good that I stuck around for episode number 2, and then I got on Facebook and told everybody about it. So it's about a family. Mind Your Business is about a family that starts a small business. So Lucille Williams is the aunt. She had a 30s and older lounge called Lucille's Place, right? So it took a huge hit, and it forced her to sell. So her baby brother, Henry Williams, who is played by BB Winans, y'all, he couldn't stand by and let her place slip away. So he recruited him, which is Drew Sidora, and I'm so happy to see him, Columbus Short. Yay, Columbus. I'm so glad to see him back on the screen. So they're trying to keep the business in the family. And that's pretty much what it's about. They incorporate their son, his wife, and they also have a little daughter child. They have her answering the phone. So, and she's probably about 7 or 8. So the entire family is in on making this business pop. So it's very funny. It has a great message. And I think you guys would really enjoy it. And I'm actually going to play a clip for you so you can get a feel for it. But it's on Bounce TV. I guess it will air on Saturdays. That's when the premiere aired. But check it out. This is the Mind Your Business commercial. There's yours.
Hi, I'm Lucille, and welcome to Lucille's, where dreams come to life.
Our event space is the perfect canvas for all your special moments, and we work with all budgets. No credit checks here.
Whether it's a birthday party, a baby shower, a wedding, a gender reveal, a bar mitzvah, a quinceañera, a retirement party.
What she's trying to say, y'all, is Lucille's, we got the situation for your lituation. Okay? See y'all there. Come on up.
What she said. We are a family-run, Black-owned business that is dedicated to ensure that your every detail is perfect.
Our grounds have the perfect aesthetic to pass your vibe check and upgrade your TikTok feeds. Or Facebook, if that's what you're into.
Come on down to Lucille's to make any moment unforgettable. Located in the Loop at 249 State Street.
Lucille's event space, where memories begin.
Yeah, I promise you guys, you will enjoy it. It was very good.
I like that concept.
Yeah.
I like that concept. That's dope.
It's always been my dream, because I have a lot of kids, and I was like, oh, we're going to start a family business. It's going to be dope. Everybody in my head, I knew everybody's role going to be, and them kids weren't thinking about doing that. But I can see it play out on TV. So, yeah, it really is good. I recommend it to everyone. Valerie Walker said she watched it, and it was great. Yeah. So, I really hope
it was good. It was good, Miss Valerie.
Yeah.
She liked it. I really hope it does really good numbers because it's wholesome, it's family oriented, it's on trend, so you will enjoy it. It's not corny at all. Drew Sidora, people know from Real Housewives of Atlanta, and you really get to see that she's an excellent actress. She really is. I wasn't sure because I hadn't seen her in anything, but she's very good. Of course, Columbus Short we know is good, and BB Winans holds his own as well. I'm waiting for him to sing. They haven't done it yet, but I'm hoping.
Okay, it's coming.
It's coming. I hope it's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah, so check it out. Give them some love. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Thanks for putting me up on something.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's it for our sizzle, and that's it for our show. Thank you so much for tapping in, everyone. We had a great audience today. I want to call your names. Do you see your names, Mick Fabulous? I'm going to pull mine up too. at the same time. But we had so many people tapping in. I really appreciate it.
We had some good, I was seeing them pop up, so that was good.
Yeah.
The more you all come on and see us, please share, tell a friend, tell a friend. We have some good content, and I think it is good. Information is always good.
And listen, make sure that you subscribe to us. It's free. We're building our page. So the Onyx Network on Facebook, as well as at Ton Broadcasting on YouTube. So make sure you hit us with a follow and a subscribe. We really appreciate it. And
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks everybody that tapped in. Everybody I got to see I ain't seen in a while. Man, it was definitely heartwarming. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, and thanks for having me.
It was really,
we appreciate you. Thank you.
Absolutely. And it was really a little mini class reunion. So we
it was.
You all really
that's
did rock the house tonight. Thank you.
That's dope.
Thank you, Uncle P. We got to have you back.
Hey, anytime.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, you guys. We will see you next time. Actually, on Thursday. We have Tim on Thursday, right? Mick Fabulous?
Yep.
The one singer. Last name Campbell?
Tim Campbell.
Tim Campbell, a wonderful singer. So you guys want to tap in this Thursday at 7 p.m. We're going to have Tim on. Yeah. And hopefully we can get him to sing live. You never know.
And he probably, most likely he will. He can do acapella. He's good.
He's talented. All right, family. Thank you so much for tapping in. And we will see you on Thursday for another broadcast of Real Live. Have a good evening.
Good night.